Taehyung reveals shocking facts about Jungkook army can't believe it. What's behind those words? What does Taehyung really mean when he refers to Jungkook as a person who cannot be guessed, even by ourselves? Is this just an ordinary compliment, or a hidden hint of an internal dynamic that has been unknown to the public? The K-pop world has just been rocked by a shocking statement from BTS's Kim Taehyung, aka that unexpectedly reveals the hidden side of Jungkook and ARMY's reaction. They could barely believe it. The statement did not come from a grand stage or a press conference full of cameras. It emerged from an internal interview piece that was never designed for public consumption, but leaked, spread wild, and exploded like embers in a dry bush. In the 47-second clip that is now viral on social media, Taehyung looks serious, looking down for a moment before saying a sentence that made the fandom world suddenly freeze. Jungkook is hard to guess, even by US. But when he does something we don't expect, we know it's coming from a sincere place. Like when he secretly went to Tokyo. In an instant, the sentence fueled endless speculation. Not because he mentioned Tokyo, but because no one, including ARMY hardliners, had previously known about Jungkook's departure to Japan. No official announcement. There's no promotion schedule. There are not even Weverse uploads that used to be BTS members' means of communication to the public. More surprisingly, a few days after the statement came out, some fans in Japan uploaded a photo of Jungkook at Haneda Airport, wearing a hat and mask, walking alone without an escort. No HYB staff. There is no media control. Only a young man seemed to be trying to disappear among the crowd. This fact makes Taehyung's statement not only sound honest, but also like an unintentional confession about something that was deliberately kept secret. Analyses began to appear. What exactly is Jungkook doing in Tokyo? Is he working on a secret solo project? Or are there other personal reasons that are not yet known to the public? Some Japanese media outlets even reported that Jungkook was seen visiting an independent recording studio building, reinforcing allegations that he was involved in private music production, separate from BTS's official agenda. But behind this Tokyo mystery, the spotlight is now on the personal relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook. Why did Taehyung choose to open such a sentence in a moment that was not designed as an official statement? Is he just answering an ordinary question, or is there a deeper emotional impulse? Nonverbal communication experts say that Taehyung's body gestures during the sentence indicate high emotional stress, a sign that he is holding back something he cannot fully express. Some fans began to redig their interactions over the years. At one V-Live session in 2021, Taehyung once said, Jungkook, sometimes just disappears, making us panic. But we believe he knows what he's doing. At that time, the remark was considered a joke. But in the current context, the statement feels like a small sign that has been missed that Jungkook has an independent side that is not fully open even to other BTS members. This issue was further complicated when several ARMYs noticed a change in Jungkook's digital patterns. A few days before the trip to Tokyo, she posted the lyrics of a song containing the theme, "Escape and reinvent yourself." This has led many to speculate that the departure to Tokyo may not have been just a creative journey, but rather a personal attempt to calm down amid the existential pressures of being a global idol. HYB, the agency that houses BTS, released a brief statement. Just 2 paragraphs which mentioned that Jungkook's trip to Tokyo was a personal activity, unrelated to the group's official projects. They also confirmed that all members have the freedom to live private lives during BTS's hiatus. But instead of defusing speculation, this statement burns curiosity. Why didn't HYB go into more detail? If this was just an ordinary trip, why didn't they tell about it from the beginning? On the other hand, some observers of the Korean entertainment industry see this moment as a turning point. During this time, the image of Jungkook was formed as the perfect golden magne, mysterious but reliable. But Taehyung's statement is like opening the veil of a new reality, that even Jungkook is an ordinary human being who sometimes wants to be alone, explore, or even escape. Is this a sign of a rift in personal relationships between BTS members? Or is it precisely the evidence of a very deep closeness in which Taehyung feels comfortable enough to inadvertently uncover his best friend's fragile side? Some ARMY see this as a sign of genuine trust and empathy. Taehyung, in his own way, is conveying a message. Jungkook may not always be able to explain, but he always acts from the heart. However, not all parties agree with the narrative. Some fans and media outlets voice concern over the way Taehyung's statement was processed into a sensation. Many considered that the media had twisted his speech into as if he was divulging a big secret. Though in the full interview, which has not yet been fully released, the context is likely very different. Unfortunately, in the age of social media and global fandom, one sentence can turn into a huge puzzle. Each pause of breath, gaze, or hand gesture can be interpreted as a code or hint. And in this case, even Jungkook's silence after the statement became a source of new speculation. Why hasn't he clarified? Is he preparing something? Or does he choose silence because for him, privacy is the most assertive form of statement? Now, the world's attention is on the next step. Will Jungkook vote? Will HYB provide additional explanations? Or will all of this be allowed to evaporate as part of the complicated dynamic between artists and fans in the information age? One thing is for sure, Taehyung's statement, whether intentional or not, has opened a gap in the tight wall that has always wrapped the private lives of BTS members. And for many of the ARMY, it's not just about Tokyo, music, or a secret schedule. It's about understanding that behind the glamorous image of a Jungkook, there is an equally fragile, complex, and unpredictable human being, even by those closest to him. Did Taehyung really reveal Jungkook's dark side? Or is all this just media engineering? What really happened between Taehyung and Jungkook? Are we witnessing a moment of frank openness from one friend to another? Or are we witnessing an engineered narrative created to shake up public opinion for the sake of the media spotlight? Taehyung's statement about Jungkook and his secret trip to Tokyo has created a massive wave of discussion among ARMY and global netizens. But let's pause and ask, do we really understand the context behind that sentence? Or do we just swallow what is presented on social media without a critical thinking process? It should be noted that all the information we present in this article comes from various open sources on the internet, including TikTok, Twitter/X, YouTube, and other entertainment media. We do not claim that all this information has been officially verified. Instead, we invite all of you to think critically and skeptically, not because we doubt the veracity of this narrative, but because that's the attitude anyone who wants to preserve the integrity of the fandom community should have. If we truly love BTS, then we should also support them in a wise way, not by spreading rumors that aren't necessarily true or impose meaning on something unproven. Are you ready to be part of a critical and reflective community? Or do you still feel that there is something bigger hidden behind Taehyung's words? Please reflect, discuss, and, most importantly, verify. Because in an era where every click means money and every opinion can be a weapon, common sense is our only protector from the flood of manipulative information. Thank you for your attention. Don't let emotions dictate logic. We all have a right to know, but we also have a duty to know the right way.